Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the episode 0, episode 1, episode whatever, if you're going to be proper Marvel about it, episode 0.5 of whatever this is. I'm making some ham because it's Christmas time. So I bought a gammon unsmoked because the smoked ones are really nice, but for hams you ideally want unsmoked. Do you? I don't know. Maybe you do want smoked. But the smoked ones are super salty. These are still really salty, but the smoked ones are really, really salty. So anyway, we're going to make ham and cook it in here, and then we're going to make soup with the stock once we've made it. So as of course it's Christmas, so we're doing festive. I've got some Christmas decorations. I've only got one. This little string here, I had to tie myself. Like, these baubles all just came loose with a bit of string on the bottom. Honestly, I was swearing and shouting at this thing. I could not. I've done one. One's enough. So we'll just stick it here. Christmas. And yeah, let's go and have a look at what we need to do. Alright, so yeah, first off obviously is the ham. I'm not really going to tell you like sizes and weights and stuff because I guess it all just really goes on this and what you can be bothered with. It tells you how to cook it, so I'm not going to... I need to stand back. It tells you how to cook it, so I'm not going to pretend that I know what I'm doing. I'm literally just reading this. So anyways, first off, we'll cut this open. I've got a couple of leeks. I think... Oh no, I'll use them later, don't worry about them. I've got a couple of onions. And I've got a bag of carrots. We all know you know what a carrot looks like. So that's basically what's going in first off, and like various spices. You can use like cloves and cinnamon sticks and stuff, but because I'm making soup with the stock, it's a bit weird. You like cinnamon and cloves and stuff in your soup, so I'm not doing that, but I will be putting in bay leaf and salt and pepper, obviously. So yeah, let's get this thing on the go and we'll have a look and see what like. Okay, so if you were under any doubt, this is what a pan looks like with a ham in it, onions and carrots, and also I'm the sort of guy that has celery in my house, so I put some celery in there as well. Yeah, so the packaging says to cook it for 27 minutes per 500 grams. I mean, that is just the most pompous bullshit I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to cook it for half an hour per 500 grams, and this thing weighs 1.7 kilos, so this is getting cooked for an hour and a half. It's going in the oven afterwards anyway, it doesn't really matter. 27 minutes, Christ. I'm not maths over here. Right, so pepper, some pepper, there you go. Bay leaves, and if you're a normal human being, your bay leaves will be a couple of years out of date like mine are. So just use more. Just use more, so I'm going to use that much. If you don't like bay leaves, don't use them. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Like, if you're doing a recipe and you don't like something that's in it, don't use it. I've also decided at the last minute to throw in, that's coriander seed. Chuck in some of that. So, right, that's it. It also said to put it in cold water, but I'm cooking this thing for an hour and a half. I don't have all day, so I'm using boiling water. Hopefully we're not all going to die. I doubt we will, so I'm not that worried. But there we go, right, so that's cooking. We're 100% cooking now. We'll go make the glaze whilst this is cooking. We've got an hour and a half. Okay, right, cool. Okay, so the ham's on, you can see it. It's on. What I should have done was filmed all of this bit first and then made everything, but I didn't do that. So, you don't need much for the... I should have got all this ready first too. You don't need much for the... What's it called? The glaze. And again, it depends on how big the ham is, on how much you want to make. I tend to do like equal amounts of everything. That just keeps it easy. So honey, just honey. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I use honey for cooking with, so I just buy the cheapest one. Mustard, any mustard, your favourite, and sugar. You can use brown, like squidgy sugar, like dark brown sugar, muscovado, or what's this one? This is, yeah, dark brown sugar. I've got two, so, and then it's just melting them in a pan together. So let's look at that. Right, okay, so we're making food. It's happening. What you want first is sugar, probably. Again, like, you want to kind of see the size of your ham and you want to be able to cover it twice. So just think about that kind of when you're doing it. I think this might be enough by itself, actually. So sugar. I'm going to put a little bit of the light stuff as well, just to... I mean, I hope you're not watching your weight when you're making this. It is Christmas after all, you can worry about that next year. Okay, so there's sugar in, and mustard as well. You can use any mustard, whole grain. I'm using whole grain. But you could, Dijon would be nice as well. I probably wouldn't recommend French mustard, English mustard, just because it's so strong. But if that's what you like, then who am I to stop you? But if you go into fancy like shops and stuff now, they've got all sorts of mustard. I passed a shop, I shit you not, I passed a shop in Aberdeen yesterday that is a coffee shop, but it also is like a mustache manicure shop. And yeah, so that's the kind of caliber that we're at now with that kind of stuff. Actually, So Comics, you'd probably like that, bro. Okay, so yeah, now all you want to do is essentially just melt the... In fact, no, So wouldn't like that because he doesn't like coffee. You could just go in and get your moustache manicured. So yeah, you just want to melt the sugar. Put honey in it. That's it. You just want it so it's not grainy. And that's it. Another pro tip as well is to put your honey on a little bit of plastic when you're putting it in the cupboard. Because nobody's got time to wipe the cupboard every 5 seconds when it gets covered in honey. And also, it's a built-in cockroach catcher. I don't think you even get cockroaches here. But anyway. Right, so, yeah. That's it. I've now used 2 spoons to make this. Again, don't go crazy and buy like the most expensive honey and the most expensive mustard and everything. If you're good, I mean, you can, as long as you like it. In fact, it doesn't matter. As long as you like it, do whatever you want. But like, I make like barbecue sauce and stuff, and I don't buy like brand ketchup. I just buy the cheapest, crappiest ketchup and use that. You are the master of your own barbecue sauce, so... But yeah, I don't see the point in buying the most expensive stuff if you're going to be chucking it into something like this. Because it's going to taste good anyway. So anyway, that's kind of it. There's a couple of lumps of sugar in there yet, but that'll cool down and firm up a little bit. And then when the ham's done, we'll just pour it over the top and stick it in the oven. Okay, so we're almost at the end game. The water was reducing a little bit, so just top that back up. You don't want the meat showing. So if you see the, like on mine, you can see the fat, you can see the meat, but you can't, sorry, you can see the rind, the skin. I want to do this without tipping it all over myself. But you can't see the meat. So I kind of just use that as a rule of thumb. The next stage is to get it out of there, obviously, and then to take the skin off, but leave a little bit of the fat, so you've got like the outside of your ham or whatever. I'm not going to show you that because it's not pretty, and I'm not a pro. It's going to look like something out of a Saw movie. So just do that, and we'll see it at the next bit. And then, yeah, leave it out. No, stick it in a roasting tray. Stick it in a roasting tray. There's no point dicking about using heaps of plates and stuff. Take it out, put it straight in a roasting tray. Okay, so here's what's left of the ham once I've tried to cut it. And then I've left like some of the fat on, but not a whole lot. You don't want it. You don't want to just be eating mouthfuls of ham, essentially. So anyway, it's starting to cool now, but you don't want it too cold either, I don't think. but you just start scoring it. You just want to score the, that's probably too deep even. You just want to score the meat, the fat, not take big chunks out of the meat. This is just, I think this is just for a fancy design, but everybody does it, so I'm jumping on that bandwagon, yo. Anyway, now that you've scored it, is like, you just like stick cloves all into it, and I'm not going to do that because I've got some cloves, but I'm not going to stick them all into it, because you stick them all in, you spend ages, and then you slice it all up and everyone spends ages picking them back out. Unless you've got a terrible toothache, you do not want a clove in your mouth. It tastes disgusting. So yeah, we just go ahead and pour the glaze on it. I did take out some nutmeg as well, but I couldn't find a grater, so there's no nutmeg going on it. But yeah, just pour on some of the glaze here. So the oven's on, and it is on at 180 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to put it in there for, what, half an hour? I don't know. I'll put it in there for 10 minutes and then pour the rest of the glaze on, and then I'll just start like basting it, I guess, with the glaze after that. So anyway, it's going in. Okay, so while that's in, we've got the stock that's left. It's just, oh, there's a bay leaf. Try and pick out all the bay leaves. You don't want to be chewing on one of them. Yeah, so what's left is just all the boiled up veg and the liquid. So I'm just going to go and add more stuff into there. I said earlier that I was putting salt and pepper in it, but I put pepper on it. I didn't put salt in it, obviously, because it's salty anyway. So I've just got more carrots, I've got leeks, and I've got tatties, and they're all going in. So so basically you make a mess of the counter and the floor, and then just pick all the stuff that fell on the floor up and put that in later. So anyway, there's a heap of veg. It's probably going to need more water, which isn't a bad thing because the concentrated stock that you've got in there is going to be salty AF. Anyway, that's it. You can really put anything you want in it. I just used that because that's what they had in the shop. I wouldn't have minded putting a couple of parsnips in it, or a turnip, but the turnips they had were absolutely huge, and there was no way I was battering away through a turnip. Oh shit. Those cloves I took out are still here. So just cover the ham in cloves. There's essentially just a mound of cloves sitting on top of that now. Yeah, and then that's soup essentially. I guess you could put lentils in it if you wanted. Or anything. So yeah, at the end of this we're going to have a rare plate of soup and a wee ham sani. Okay, so we're going to do the... we're going to have a look at it. Shit, that's hot. Oh shit, look at that. Still a little bit pale, but there's a heap of stuff in here. So just, yeah, I'm just gonna baste it. Oh shit, the postie's here. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna edit this out, but look at the state of this. I'm gonna have to open this and see what's going on. Hang on, I'll just finish basting this. Okay. I'm not holding out much hope for this. I mean, look at this. They obviously couldn't fit it in, whatever it is. I have a horrible feeling it's that bloody Scott Snyder book. Yeah, it is. I think we got away with it. I can't put it down anywhere in here because the chances of honey being here are high. We got away with it, guys. Anyway, ham's basting. Oh my word. Alright guys, that's it. Cheers. Yeah. That needs salt, heaps of salt. So disregard everything that I said about salt in this this whole video. So cheers guys. Stand back a bit. Cheers guys. Thanks for watching through all of that. And join me next time maybe for something else. Probably. Cheers.